Hey Konar, Neo is a cool game for cool people, like me. That is the way I would define myself when I play Neo 1.
Some dogs. For all my dogs. By Young Drizzy.
What Twilight missions we got? Oh yeah, we get stuff from that. No, we're not playing that.
Man, Twilight Foreboding Seas. If you are unaware, Twilight missions are literally harder versions of main missions you've already played. Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, that's exactly what's happening.
I'm gonna attempt to pronounce your username. Hello there, Prince My Zomatosis. Zomatosis? I feel like it's at least close.
And so, Twilight Mission Foreboding Seas is literally the name of the Twilight Mission version of Umibozu, which we don't want to play.
That man with the bow is very unnice.
Yes, it is.
Mix. Oh, okay. I'll do better next time. I could have headshot him, but that requires me to be better at shooter. Yeah, I figured that one out when you explained the name. Your coworkers in chat, honey.
My coworker?
Yeah, Mix.
What's up, Nick? Please tell me that your username is Sir Mix-a-Lot.
No.
Ah, Prince Mix-a-Matosis. I said that on the first try.
What happens when you get an English major on screen?
Nix, have you ever played this game?
I'm not gonna lie, there have been numerous times that I've literally just kind of looked at something and wanted to just send it to Ryan and say, how you say that?
Oh, there's a video recording myself saying it out loud for you. Sean really likes to listen to me pronounce Pokemon names because apparently I use those all wrong.
Arcanine, baby!
She at least doesn't do that.
No, because I said Arcanine. Apparently it's Arcanine.
Well, that's basically the
It's
point.
better than Arcanine.
That's basically the
Who
point.
pronounces all of the vowels?
I don't know.
I don't
listened
know.
to a guy
It's
who
a
did it.
meme. A few people do it nowadays because it's apparently a meme in the community that people pronounce literally say Arcanine.
Yes, I got that
Arcanine.
one. And Arbok is just Cobra, but it's spelled wrong. My son is currently very upset because he told Sean that he wanted mommy to tuck him in, but
I'm very upset about what's happening.
now he is upset because he doesn't want mommy to tuck him in.
Well, yeah, their heads on screen, and that's bad enough by itself.
That doesn't make sense.
It's not. It's actually one of the most annoying things in this game
You
because
did.
of the fact that you have to deal with it while dealing with other things at the same time.
His doggy's cool universe. Can you pet his doggy?
You can't pet any of the doggies in this game. 0 out of 10. There you go. I know, right? You can't pet the dog. Why even have the dog in the game? Really? That man just shot a bow at me. It didn't do any damage, but it was annoying.
You did shoot a bow. You should have bowed you again. You should have it again. I mean, I shot a bow you 3 times now. I think that was both. I don't think that was both. Right, but it was kind of far away, so I couldn't really tell.
This guy's getting on my nerves.
Almost got a lot of teeth.
Yeah, I noticed.
Over fire.
Why I feel like Anryoki's about to appear.
He might.
It definitely feels like a mission where I see the first boss. I legit don't remember this mission, to be honest with you.
I vaguely remember this mission because I vaguely remember the occasional times where you would have to really go through a mission that was just enemy gauntlet. Normally ending in, you know, a boss that you didn't want to fight.
I'm just glad the game doesn't look at me in any submission and say, hey, you want to fight Umi Wozu?
Man. Instead, you fight small Ubozu.
Small Umi Wozu is fine. That's how that's supposed to go.
Well, it's probably not ending in Onyaroki.
Yeah, you wouldn't fight Anryoki on actual dirt.
I'm calling it. This probably ends in like 2 Revenant fights.
Yeah, that's the only video like mission that ends in multi-Revenant fight. Which is kind of gross. Fighting Revenant is gross.
Man, you trying to tell me you didn't like that mission where you fought, you know, 1 Revenant and then 1 Revenant and then 2 Revenants and then no knocking up Obsidian Samurai?
Oh god, no, that mission's just ass.
When you literally try to find a way to, you know, not deal with the bullshit of this mission by co-oping, and then you realize that the mission scales because co-oping. That was fairly tame from what we expected.
Do I have a bow equip? Do I have a subpar bow equip? Oh, life recovered from bullseye. Never mind, that's not subpar. But agility attack bonus. That's some stuff right there. Yeah, I mean, no deaths. Not even one. Man. I can't wear this, but that's some armor right there. That's some big boy armor right there. I don't know why we have heavy change to defense magic armor. We're gonna lock that in case we actually ever have those stats. What are those stats? We are never gonna have those stats. This is the armor you run when you actually want to use magic and Odachi. Maybe if we respec later. Why is this armor not? Why is only the chest armor good? You can mitigate that damage difference just by leveling stuff up. Alright. That's enough menuing for now. You know, except for the menu, we have to do it directly after. Look at that prestige. Who cares about fall damage? We don't care about fall damage. Fall damage ain't never hurt no one. Except for the people that it did hurt. We'll do that after the next story mission. Oh no, I have another submission. Good old Exco here is slowly working on his Neo 1 tutorial series. Doesn't seem like he wants to talk about it though.
That's what I said.
Man, you know you're working on that sweet, sweet Neo tutorial series? That's actually a pretty good ability. So it's just having Ki. I don't understand why this is an ability on my dual swords or at all in this game, because I'm not sure when I'm going to do this.
What is it?
Close combat increased 10% against enemies with full life gauges, but
This is extra damage on first hit.
yeah, with dual swords. Well, it's not 4 dual swords because this affects everything, but
But what press
This-
R2 or
it just adds percentage.
yeah, it's just extra damage on your first hit.
So what? This is good for axe.
No. That's not the point. The point is that the first time you hit something, you will just do an extra 20% just cause.
Yeah, and then I won't.
Yes, but that's
So
the
only
point.
only the first hit does more damage.
Yeah.
So I want this on something like axe that goes whack, and
Well, no, it will do the most damage potential on axe, but the point is that you will do more damage the first time you hit something. And that's the only benefit. Is that you'll do more damage the first time you hit something.
I don't know. I don't think close combat affects gun. It's specifically close combat damage.
From what I understand, range damage is completely different than actual melee damage. But there are affixes that ranged weapons can have that influence melee damage. But only if you have the weapon in question with these affixes equipped.
That's right. Tragic.
So one of the strategies is that there are some things that you can put on your ranged weapon that will give you a damage increase to your melee damage as long as that is your currently equipped ranged weapon. But for the most part, especially in this game, I do not think there are a lot of ways to like make your ranged damage that big. I think probably the bigger thing that you would want to focus on, and the thing that I think most of the ranged builds actually focus on, is just making sure that you don't run out of ammo, because there are ways to get more ammo than make sure that when you use ammo there's a high chance that you don't, because there's an affix called unlimited ammo, which essentially, when it procs, when you use ammo, sometimes it just doesn't. Because you can't really say you need more range damage when Matchlock already does like 2-3k to most things half the time anyway. And yes, I did just say that despite the fact that it only did like 1k just then, but that's also a big enemy.
Bigger, you're not wrong.
You're not wrong.
And that's totally achievable in this game. It just requires a lot of abilities, and game is very, despite not being very limited, is very limited until you beat the game. Speaking of bigger number and bigger damage,
Hand cannon, of course, does the biggest.
speaking
number.
of not doing enough damage with hand cannon,
Especially considering that hand cannon also has the hand cannon is a very different weapon in that conversation about the whole affixes into melee to range damage, because hand cannon has the possibility of having an increase to fire damage, which, if I'm not mistaken, does mean all fire damage, and so you do have the additional caveat of being able to access fire damage as long as your main held ranged weapon is a hand cannon. Making anything that you do in terms of melee damage or fire damage technically get the bonus.
You know what Neo 2 does less of? People pushing rocks. Dark Souls would never. Dark Souls would never push something I can't see coming at me. That skeleton was not concerned about the fact that I just, like, blew up his friend.
The dweller, however, is concerned about it.
That dweller's just concerned that I exist. My existence is very offensive to him. Yeah, that's right. Bow only run. Do you even know the, like, do I just have to look up Zero Lenny, or do you actually know, like, how to set something like that up? Because I know nothing about playing bow in Dark Souls, except I have to raise dex. I like how you know who both those people are, but when I told Kyle about them, he had no clue. He had never heard of them. I know Lenny has a,
Hey Connor, do you know Lil Aggie?
Sure Yumpa does.
Okay.
Lenny, I know has a Dark Souls 2 bow only.
I don't think Lil Aggie is as big,
Who's
but
little?
Lil Aggie is more of a challenge runner anyway.
Than
Whoa.
Yumpa?
Well, pause. Again, I don't think he is as big. I don't really know how to describe it, but it's definitely not like watching a UMFA video.
Is that how you pronounce it? Or are you just trying to pronounce it differently?
I'm just saying it in my head, as I believe what he said.
I always just assumed it was like really phonetic, like Yumpa. I mean, watching his videos, I feel like he pronounced it Yumpa.
Connor, you know, I think it's Bushy?
You're just making up YouTubers now. Are these just all your alt accounts?
Okay.
Is that another Dark Souls challenge runner?
That is also another Souls challenge runner.
I know only Afro though. Is that only Afro or is that only Afro? So I can't even do the fake pronunciation I was trying to do. That was not very nice, sir. You're shooting a hand cannon at me. Look what I brought from England, though. That ninja is not concerned with the fact that his friend is dead. He lives for the jump. I don't know, but he pioneered the Meta Zweihander build that most people use. There's a Meta Zweihander build? I just thought it was equipped. I thought the build was just equipped Zweihander Prophet. I tell people all the time, you having trouble with the game? Pump some strength, get a little bit of dex, go get a Zweihander. But TBH, that's BS. TBH, I'm more of a Claymore guy in those games because Zweihander can be a little slow. In one. Like in the other games, it's fine. I used Zweihander a bit in a... Yeah, especially in this game because it's really hard to tell. Because these levels are just really dark. Why did you not die that time? my range affect my damage? That would make sense, but I don't like it. This one's about get something out of the chest missions?
Mhm.
I legit can't remember what the point of this mission is. I didn't read the bio.
The whole point of this mission is you go to this area and you basically end up fighting going to throw wild bullshit out there and say, get your old mom, but she's really,
That was a story mission.
but it's not the mission.
No, this is a sub mission. In that
Oh,
same
I don't remember.
in that same mission, but there's like 8 different go this way markers on my map. Also, I'm now running the circle. Xiao! I should let you know, Crowley, that there is a tradition in the chat to spell my name in just completely unorthodox ways. Connor, demonstrate. Oh, signpost housing. What does it do?
Come on.
Right. Wait, are you saying the way that Connor spelled it is the way you always spell it? Someone spelled it with an X the other day. Although McDonald's employees definitely just have the X was for flavor. The McDonald's employees have the McDonald's employees have the just goat pronunciations of my name. Because they'll literally look at SCAN and find every other way to pronounce it. I had one person call me Cian. Or no, it was like Cyan. They didn't say it like the color, but they said it close to that. I literally didn't know what to do because I was really taken aback by the fact that they struggled that hard to pronounce Sean. And I always thought Shane was the worst way to pronounce it. Shan? Like Shan? These are the real conversations in my chat. How to spell / pronounce my very common name. It's more of a problem in real life than you'd actually think. I have no idea where to go. Oh, I guess I can go down here. Did drivers mess it up? I just remember the drivers calling me ma'am. To think they were able to avoid gingers that long. I really hate that I had to use that living weapon. Does canceling living weapon early at all give you any living weapon back?
It gives you a certain percentage, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, so some people did call me C in emails. That's because someone put me in as C. I just forgot at the end. That skeleton was literally waiting for me to kill him. Kill the dude and said, now I shoot my arrow. Hollow. Crowley, did you play this? Did you play Neo 1? Do you remember where I'm supposed to go? Because at this point, I've almost went to every corner of the mission. I am, but like I'm not sure what the objectives I'm going to are. Every time I think I'm finding an objective, I look at the map and there's literally no indication that I'm there. But then markers go away, so I'm obviously doing something. No, that's just it. There is no end of this level. There's just several objectives on a contained map. Which could mean several objectives, or could mean there's literally an item hidden somewhere, cleverly. Wait, is the mission to get the Kodama?
Yeah, the mission is to get the Kodama.
I thought I was just picking up Kodama. Does Kodama even count?
No.
No! I'm supposed to be cutting down Kodama? That's silly. Yep, you're right. Apparently these Kodama I've been picking up thinking I was increasing my Kodama count. We're not doing that, and are instead just an objective. Which is sad. This last one's gonna be hard because I don't know where it is. But now that I know what I'm looking for, this mission's become a lot easier. You know, I did think that I was like, man, this is a lot of Kodama for a submission. Yeah, Hanryoki will do that. He should not be an introduction to a game. I don't know who said, and the first boss is the biggest fucking dude we got.
In the smallest fucking room we could
make. Yeah, in the smallest room we could make. You know, when you, it's like fighting Havel, but big Havel. Not that bad. Well, you know what? Actually, Havel's better to fight. This isn't even a large level. It's just a kind of a pain to navigate.
That was rough.
Yeah, Havel's pretty easy. Just don't get hit. Getting hit by Havel is a hazard. Getting hit by Havel, it defies OSHA regulations. Okie dokie. I'm going to run very fast in this mission to this Kodama right here. True, man. That's right. The truest. Alright. I'm pretty sure we were literally right next to this spot where this Kodama was earlier, but I didn't know that I didn't know that I was supposed to go over here and didn't walk the extra 10 feet. I'm glad I didn't try play that mission last time. I would have been too tired for that. Or, you know, we could probably boost up to a second level up. I was almost wrong about that. I was wrong about that. I will still be short. Those weren't consumables. I'll pick more up. Therefore, not consumed. Right? That's how that works. I might boost. No. Well, no. Still gonna wait on that. We'll do our blacksmithing after this mission.
What are you waiting on?
I need to disassemble a bunch of stuff so I can get. I need to disassemble a bunch of gear so I can get a bunch of gear forging items because I haven't been doing that. So I can upgrade my equipment. Not that I can upgrade my armor because I can't upgrade my armor. It's gonna become a problem at some point. Titanite shards. No Titanite shards in this game. What? Oh. Okay. I've never seen him drop down in a mission like that. All healing items are Estus. I hate the upgraded spells in this game. They're just not good. We'll get some Yokai Realm resistance. Ah, so I have the stinky status on now? That's funny. Lindale is new Londo. I have the sneaky status on me right now, so if I try to eat an elixir, William will be like, "Ew, that's gross." And I'll literally have hit stun from healing. Oh yeah, got a dung ball. Are all dung balls dung balls? I can't remember what it is in Dark Souls. It's still a dung ball, right? I don't know why Souls like to have dung balls. This is probably the closest we get in Neo games is we'll get a sewer mission where you know, you can get stinky. Which I guess is better than Poison Swamp. But which game has the worst Poison Swamp? Exco. Anthony. George. He's lost to us. I'm sure there's one exception to that rule. Does Hollow Knight have a swamp at level? People call it a Souls-like. Do? I mean, some people also wanted to call Crash Bandicoot a Souls-like, so I can see why you might not care about that. Metroidvania-like. That's such a gross way to say that. Are you trying to tell me that Dark Souls is not a Metroidvania? Dark Souls 1 is basically a Metroidvania. I don't know how I've gotten this big loot. Normally when I play this mission, I just kind of run in a direction and end up out of the swamp, out of the sewer. Alright, so I was here, that takes me back. So I guess I want to go this way. That is kind of how that works. Although in the so the Metroidvania part is because Super Metroid and Symphony of the Night, which is actually a Castlevania game without whips, both had very similar playstyles in the way they did platforming and map structure, and so the term Metroidvania was coined when Symphony of the Night kind of did what Metroid already did. But both games were both games were also different from their respective original games. You could probably get away with telling me that classic Metroid and Super Metroid are similar, but Castlevania Symphony of the Night and Castlevania 1 are very different games. Was it the one that's a first-person shooter? That people don't like to call a first-person shooter for some reason? Even though you're in first person and you shoot? Yes, I remember. I think I was there for that. Yeah, that's Metroid Prime 2, which is a first-person shooter also, and had PvP. Which one? Because I watched the first one. I watched 3 seasons of it. I haven't watched the last season. The first one is really good. The 3rd season was okay for me, but I've heard the 4th season makes up for everything, every weird thing it did. I did have someone on Discord. I haven't watched Nocturne yet. I have played Rondo of Blood and Symphony of the Night, so I was kind of hyped for it. But someone on Discord said it wasn't that good. And I heard a couple things about it that I'm kind of not, I don't really jive with too much. But, you know, I'll probably watch it at some point. But I'll probably watch it when I actually finish the first one. I mean, did you watch the first one? I mean, the first one literally... The first one literally had a 4-episode first season that literally only exists to have the plot actually conclude in season 2. Now that I've alerted everyone to my location. Oh, so I just pulled the season 1. We literally just copied our formula. Well, they let us do it in the first one, so let's do it again. Now that I've killed 90% of the guys buffed by that crystal over there, I'm gonna go buff that crystal. Oh, that should be the title of the next episode. There was another dude down here. I wanted to fight him. I can't be leaving dudes. That would bring shame to my family. That was a very unaggressive demon man. I think this is the boss room. I don't want to go in there. I want to destroy these crystals. Really? This man's throwing dung at me. I feel like I've missed something, but I'm not sure where or how. Alright, this is a boss right here. Except this calling this man a boss is pretty insulting. He's one of those dudes you fight in the game, and the game calls it a boss, but you fight him later and he's way harder. I say as he literally tried to smack my defense. Probably get him confident. Did you like rock him? Why did I die? I'm very upset that I got one shot by that. He could have one shot me in like 7 better ways. See the scale of this fight? Yeah, you know, that death never counts. You see, I didn't die there, I just wrong warped. Back to the shrine. It's all part of my plan. Oh, no, no. I don't have to break the crystals. I just want to. Oh. So apparently, destroying the crystals does end the boss. I will tell you, this is the first time I've actually done that. Normally I just fight him.
それがしともあろうものが用意する
Yeah, but you know, see if you break the crystals and then fight him.
Hey, you're not the one who's at
This
fault
guy, I usually just fight because you can just fight him, or you can break the crystals. But he throws a rock at you sometimes. That's annoying. Kind of like Seath, except Seath inflicts curse damage. Oh, Connor, are you aware that if you're cursed, you can hit ghosts? I learned that watching Lenny play Dark Souls with the IGN guy. Yeah, I had no idea. Who goes and gets cursed on purpose to fight ghosts? Dark Souls 1 has twin steps? Since when? Dark Souls 1 has loading screen tooltips? Since when? I think you're lying to me. Are you sure that's not just a mod you played? Did you think that it did? I mean, Dark Souls 1 tries its best not to tell you stuff. Hate to break it to you. Where's Carter? Is Carter in chat?
No, no one said anything about Pokemon yet.
I don't do without my bi-weekly Pokemon chat. I'll be there and finish building my team. Look at you not being schizophrenic. I'm so proud of you. I knew you could do it. Hey George,
Yeah.
what is lightning weak to?
Should be Earth. I think. But I'd have to double check that.
I don't know. I'm never sure. What do you mean straight worse? I feel like there are definite improvements.
Earth is generally a counter to lightning, yes. Most lightning-based energy attacks So yeah, the answer to your question is Earth.
Alright, that's fair. Violet's actually pretty decent. It just has a lot of questionable design choices. But from just a straight, like, actual mechanics, I think the new games make a lot of improvements in general to the base game, minus the gimmick things they like to do. That's fair. Yep. He was only in his second form a minute ago. I know, who does that? But the question is, was he successful? Was he just trying to rely on raw skill?
Wake up.
He had no skill. So he was just really bad, like just making all the wrong choices, or he just didn't know what he didn't know like how to. He just didn't know how to EV train his Pokemon.
Why, hello there. Where is Sasha? Spirit brings up
Oh god, they were Connor's teammates on any competitive game bad. Hey Connor, you know what I realized? I have the Tetris effect on my PlayStation. Tetris effect has crossplay.
Sitting in
Sadness. Of course it did. You know what, I bet it left Game Pass the second it went to PlayStation. That way, someone had to pay so that you could cross-play with your friends. And I will say, for the pluses to Sony, when I download a game with PS Plus, I just get to keep it. Oh, okay. Sadness. So Carter, other than George, did you see this?
What I see?
Dude, tried to play competitive Pokemon without EV training his Pokemon.
Who? Carter?
No, not Carter. If Carter tried to do something like that, Carter would never do something like that.
But I was about to say about that.
But if Carter did do something like that, he would definitely at least be better than this guy because he did things like run a Raichu with nothing but electric moves. Nothing but electric move Raichu.
I have not seen this.
Would you ever?
I feel like it would just put you at a giant detriment.
We're going to finish this region, and then I'm gonna have to menu some. Okay, but it's okay for 12-year-old Connor to run a Pokemon with only one type of moves. It's not okay for somebody who's like, I'm gonna do competitive. Carter, is there any chance that he was being bad on purpose? Oh yeah, and was this guy like, 9? That's important. No, he wasn't being bad on purpose, or no, he wasn't 9. Oof. Oof.
What is it?
Just grown-ass man. Probably not being bad on purpose. Well, you know, there's something to be said for, you know, just literally saying, screw the IV's Pokemon battle. I'm not really sure why you'd go in it ranked. But, you know, if you're just trying to, like, you know, have some fun and try to play Pokemon with un-IV, you know, un-IV adjusted Pokemon. Words are hard. If you're trying to go in with a, you know, just lesser optimized Pokemon on purpose, just to, like, you know, flex a little bit, that's one thing. The no hold items thing is, like, well, the only reason I would ever do something like that is if I'm trying to beat people in, like, casual battles on hard mode. Connor only plays to win. He doesn't have fun. Fun is for losers. I understand that. But I'm talking about intentionally running unoptimized Pokemon. For funsies. That is what it sounds like. It sounds like he just didn't care. He was just gonna go in and try and complain when he died. Did he do a lot of, like, complaining about it? He was like, this is stupid. I can't beat this yet. But why? But Pokemon has a non-ranked. Why would you play ranked? What do you mean? Do none of the good people play on ranked?
What?
Pokemon. Carter said casual battle was far worse than ranked. Oh. So people can just run whatever. I mean, yeah. Where else do people who want to play competitive legendary go? I just kind of feel like they've just unoptimized how they should have done ranked. It had, you know, just the, you know, no rules tab of ranked. Like, you should be able to pick your tier. Yeah, I got you now. That's kind of rude. I mean, I guess. Casual is the Wild West. Hey, is Maridon banned in ranked? Yeah, see, I thought you were just trying to, you were just not trying to, like, go into ranked yet. Like, you're trying to practice. And now I see that that is not what you use casual going for. Oh, so you found people who actually were meant to be casual? You go, Connor. You keep winning them Pokemon battles. Pokemon Master Connor in the house. Pokemon Master Connor into his house. That's okay. I have never lost a game of the Tetris Fighter. Of course. Did you catch that, George? Why?
Sorry, I was paying attention.
Why? So casual is worse than ranked because there's no rules in casual.
Well, no, because it's casual.
Yes. So, some people treat it as a second ranked tab and use their competitive, no rules team. But also, there's just no rules. So, legendary city sometimes.
Sounds about right. But again, I mean, that's just kind of the point, because 90% of competitive Pokemon is literally just fan-created actual structure. Because in the grand scheme of things, that game is not a PvP game.
Pokemon?
Yes.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
Like, if you were to basically just boil it down to literally just one thing to beat the thing that I think you would boil it down to is, if it was really a PvP game that's supposed to have some kind of a semblance to structure, why is there an item that literally just says, here, do damage and go up 2 stages? Just cuz. On top of the fact that Intimidate is technically the stupidest thing ever. Because I feel like it says a lot when you really make a Pokemon that basically has an ability to counter the thing that you know everyone complains about.
Why is Gamabunta fire type? What's the fucking thing? Also, I love how he killed Giant Toad, but he's like a reoccurring character, and will just like pops up in every game and is like, "I'm Boss Toad. You want to train?" I'm waiting. If they made a Neo 3, I have no doubt that somehow Boss Toad would be the ninja master that would teach me ninja moves. Carter promises us a funny thing. Disappears. He's never seen or heard from again.
Man, it's dude.
Yeah, I forgot I set up a Lifesteal Talisman. I also have the wrong spirit equipped.
You have Earth Spirit. Yep. Wait, I thought he was Mighty. No, he wins.
I hope he's winning. That would be useful. I'm pretty sure he's Earth, isn't he?
I think. Yeah, he's Earth. Well, no, because they couldn't be bothered to make a game that worked on Switch. You know, it's a wonder that Sword and Shield wasn't as buggy as Scarlet and Violet.
Connor's right. No, I just think it's weird that, you know, we would just have casual, no rules, and then ranked, you know, obvious rules. But then look at me and, you know, feel it's that way, we can look at me and be like,
Okay, look, when I say Nintendo, I know that Nintendo does not control Pokemon.
You're schizophrenic.
Okay, I understand that your Nintendo does not control Pokemon. I get it, but do you not understand that the fact that Nintendo doesn't control Pokemon is the reason why Pokemon is so bad now, quote unquote? You know, because that's all anybody wants to talk about is that how different it is than it used to be. The fact that Nintendo does not have its hands on Pokemon is the reason why Pokemon is so weird. Because Nintendo would rather spend its time on Zelda, on Mario, on fucking Earthbound if they felt like it. Again, I understand that. When I say Nintendo, I mean that. Because again, like I said, do you not understand that this is literally why Pokemon is so weird? And why 0 people are actually doing any kind of quality control on that game. That's cool, but like, that doesn't, like, I don't see what that has to do. My problem is, that's cool, but this doesn't mean it's a PvP game. This just sounds like someone sat down and tried to act like they were going to give a damn, but then realized they didn't. And so they gave up. Well, yes, because again, like I said, it sounds like someone wanted to try to care and realized they didn't care. I mean, yes, but okay. Let me try to put what I'm basically trying to throw out there into perspective. League of Legends is a game with 160 different characters, and they balance every 2 weeks. Pokemon is a game with theoretically like 1,000 characters, but really only like 500-600, because you know no one's using pre-evolution unless they're doing something weird or literally playing specifically with pre-evolutions. So the amount of work that would have to go into actually paying attention to 600 different characters and how they function in an environment with each other is a lot. And I refuse to believe when you are doing things like adding your single-use Ursaluna that you can catch in the DLC, but not adding things like Frostbite instead of Freeze. that someone is actually giving a damn. When, you know, in League, the community literally will complain about a champion for 2 months straight. And even when League developers want to try to say that they're not a problem, the first second that a professional player does something stupid with them, League immediately nerfs them and then shuts up. And Pokemon does not have that kind of quality control. It can't have that kind of quality control. It would literally ruin people's actual engagement and fun with the Pokemon that they are currently, you know, actually interested in. So because of that, I do not think that Game Freak or Pokemon Company actually care about competitive Pokemon. I will say they care enough that they've made it easier for you to actually do the thing. But they don't care enough that they've actually made something interesting. Because that was initially the most interesting part about Sword and Shield at launch, which was you just didn't have things. You know, you probably said to yourself, I want this, but it wasn't there. But then DLC eventually just added the majority of it, so you stop caring. It's kind of like the whole Shiftry thing, because it's like you buff Shiftry by giving him an ability that isn't ass. And access to random moves that he didn't have access to before. But at the same time, it's just kind of like, but why? Why are you buffing Shiftry? Who asked you to buff Shiftry? What problem was there that was going on that you said Shiftry's gonna be the answer? Or did you ask, Connor? You asked them to buff Shiftry?
Shiftry is a fair Pokemon. He mains it. In Pokken. Where's Pokken Tournament? When's Pokken Tournament coming back? When am I getting my Persona 5 Arena?
And Connor, you say this. Carter, you say this, but at the same time, when are they nerfing Intimidate? Because last time I checked, that is still, I enter battle, I look at your attack, and I say, debuff.
And then you don't care if you're running a special attacker.
Correct, Sean. That's why it matters.
But then they throw out their special tank. Like Goodra. To bait you into switching into a physical attacker.
Yeah, you're
So
right.
they can throw out Arcanine again.
Do you see the problem?
That's why double battles are better.
That what you literally just said is the exact reason why, as far as I'm concerned, Intimidate literally shouldn't be an ability anymore. It is the most uninteresting, lazy thing, because anything you throw Intimidate on is automatically just stupid. Because if you're playing this with a brain, then you're just going to literally go into that loop that Sean just described. You're going to watch them throw out Intimidate, you're going to try to switch your special attacker into it, they're going to try to switch their special tank in, and then you're going to literally have to either go through their special tank, or go back into your physical attacker, which is literally just going to cause them to go back into Arcanine.
Good old Arcanine, baby.
Yes, many abilities buff better attack drop, but that's just it, Carter. That's not a fix. That's not a nerf. That's making new Pokemon better than old ones. And literally says, you either use the new ones or you shut up about it. And that's why I'm saying that, you know, it's not the same. You know, when Aphelios is over here doing broke shit and he gets actually targeted, he gets nerfed into a spot that probably lands him either in C or B tier. And eventually he will literally get reviewed and they will go back and they will try to put him either in B tier or somewhere close to B plus A. Because Riot would prefer that every character be in B tier. Right, every character in B tier? No. There are at least, you know, like 8, 10 different characters that are literally just straight D tier. Like, literally seeing someone pick them in your game makes you literally go, why? Because it's a giant toss-up. Either they actually know how to play the character, which, generally speaking, most D-tier champions in League is because people don't know how to play them. You know, either they know how to play the character, or you're just gonna lose. Funny enough, you know, on that subject, 90% of the D-tier characters that are in League at this moment are literally characters that just came out within the last year. And yes, the majority of those characters are characters that have things and mechanics that are just so obscurely unique that people just don't know how to play them. Which would then equate to them having lower win rates than all the rest of the characters because they're not as complicated.
That's actually not bad. A lot of menuing. That is what you missed.
Yes, Carter, but that now literally puts you in the position where you literally are now in the game of... I remember when I was trying to get in competitive Pokemon, there were literal instances where 90% of the stuff that I was literally looking at said that my Pokemon needed to have leftovers. And the only reason that was the thing is because leftovers was stupid. Why would you put anything else? If they weren't an attacker and you weren't choice scarfing them or focus sashing them, why would you put anything else other than leftovers on it? You know, there was the occasional life orb, but why not leftovers? And that's all Clear Amulet is at that point, is you can either deal with the fact that Intimidate's stupid, or just throw Clear Amulet on everything. Because again, this doesn't fix the loop. It just makes you have to do something new to get around the loop. not interesting. It's literally just, once again, pretty straightforward. Which again, I'm not really sure how else you make, turn-based rock, paper, scissors any more complicated than that.
まだ
Man, why are you not using that Master Ninja lock?
I didn't know I had it.
Connor spends most of his time in the game literally just in the blacksmith, not doing anything, just listening to the firecracker.
Connor likes his sound design. Yeah, but then I'm just not. I want to use it. Then I'm just not gonna want to use Intimidate. Dang it! I thought I was gonna get it. I have enough for a level up.
Hey, actually, Sean does have a point. Then you're just not going to use Intimidate because now Intimidate's bad. And now you just ask yourself, what do you use? And your go-to is whatever's left that's broke that isn't bad. Because you just go back to the old stuff. If the old stuff is still there. If it's not still there, then you look at the new stuff. But I mean, prime example, one of the new things is an absolutely useless ass Pokemon combo in Big Fish sushi thing that someone thought about for 2 seconds and then stopped. Well, yes, because there's literally an item that just says, I don't care about your debuffs. Like, why? Actually, it's worse than that. It's not just Intimidate, it's literally the fact that why run any kind of thing that debuffs in the first place? Because not the item. What do you mean, not the item? No, that's the point. Like, if Killer Amulet doesn't affect any of your stat drops, or, makes all stat drops pointless, then that means that Killer Amulet literally just looks and says Intimidate's useless, debuffs are useless. Which means that if you were to sit there and say things like, this move has less damage than this move because it debuffs, that move is now ass. Because you throw it out there.
Apparently, Empoleon and Milotic are why people are not wanting to use Intimidate. I don't know why. I don't know what about Empoleon and Milotic make it not as appealing. Other than as far as I know, one of the key Pokemon use Intimidate is Arcanine.
Well, again, that is why this conversation isn't
Worst
about
pronunciation of Pokemon.
That is why this conversation isn't about Pokemon. This conversation is about systems.
Very well. I'm going to save that stubborn old man.
Because Pokemon is once again the prime reason that that I do not have an interest in competitive Pokemon. Because, you know, I'm sitting here and I'm just kind of like, why the hell is Empoleon apparently the reason you don't want to use
三成
Intimidate?
は全国に劇を飛ばし家康様の留守を
And now after, and, you know, and then, you know, someone gives me a long explanation about probably half of the shit that they explain being literally a thing that just happened this generation.
いよいよ決戦が迫ってまいった
And it's probably just as random as buffing Shiftry. So this is why I'm talking about systems, because the system of Pokemon is the issue. Because like I said, if Clear Amulet nullifies debuffs, debuffs are now useless. Because yes, it would be great that I get health back at the end of every turn, or have Focus Sash, or have, you know, Choice Scarf, but I don't want to get debuffed. So I'm just not gonna get debuffed. Because I'd rather not get debuffed and basically, you know, be 2 shots than be maybe like 3 shots, 4 shots, and get debuffed and be useless. I'm sorry, what does this item do? I have to look this up now. I can't believe this. Okay, so yeah, Carter, but again, you arrive at another issue that is currently within the Pokemon system, which is there is no check for special attackers. You have your wall, and that's it. Because there is no special attacking Intimidate. Frostbite is not a button.
Frostbite?
Or whatever it was in Legends of Arceus. Because they didn't have freeze, they had frostbite, which was basically burn, but it was special attack burn.
Man, I need Frostbite to come in.
Because you also didn't have sleep, you had Daisy or like Sleepy.
Oh, so you just couldn't lose your turn.
The thing that would literally make you flip a table. Yes, you couldn't. There was no immediate table flipping. Because again, you know, historically speaking, Freeze is technically dumb because we have never made Freeze not hands until we literally just made it where Freeze just doesn't happen. If it does happen, you're still basically playing.
Oh. Old who's with me. Yeah, so in this game,
That's still 3 turns.
yeah, so the mimic in this game will pop out, get rid of all your ki, and then do an emote. And if you match it, he'll just be like, "Oh yeah," and he'll leave. But if you get it wrong, then you have to fight him, and he's just you.
Because you know, Carter, that's still my thing. Like, I didn't even realize how much I was missing out on the idea of sleep. Because when I literally played through Pokemon Red last, I discovered that Butterfree has sleep powder. And that alone is just stupid. Because if I put something to sleep, it's fucking dead. Point blank period. It's fucking dead. And literally just, you know, basically being in a 50-50 for 2 turns after 100% literally not going to do anything the first turn. Still just, it's, you know, it's fucking dead. This is why powder moves no longer work on craft. I mean, again, like I said, you know, sleep powder's dumb. I literally watched a video where a guy pointed out that there has never been a move that just froze someone. You know, there's a move that literally burns someone. There's a move that paralyzes them. There's a move that puts them to sleep. But there's never been a move that just freezes someone. It has always been a chance. Sexy. That sounds like all the vote. Pro tip for anybody that's never played Coliseum that wants to play Coliseum: if you put something to sleep, it's kind of hard for it to matter. You know, my advice to you is that, you know, a strategy that you can work in Coliseum and XD. They got 2 turns, right? Because they got 2 Pokemon. But if 2 of your Pokemon outspeed one of theirs, And you think that they have enough oomph that they can just punch that thing in the face and kill it? It definitely only got one turn. And I'll tell you from experience, this makes a boss in Coliseum really weird in terms of his sequencing if you pull that off. Deacon starting with some shit. Because if you mess up his sequencing too bad, that man might just earthquake twice in one turn.
I didn't think about the sap silver being used to stop status moves. It's pretty good utility right there. Yeah, I like that. I don't hate that.
Now you just need to get 17 stamina and 17 strength.
Debating it.
You know, I would say the Wii doesn't have item changes like that, but that would be a lie because a lot of items in that game were fairly different these days. And sometimes they do just sit there and say, yeah, this one, we be taking it out of the game. Well, the problem with what it's terastallizing, the problem with terastallizing is that it is an interesting mechanic when you think about it in the example of Tyranitar, a dark rock type Pokemon, right? Which means he's 4 times weak to fighting. But if you terastallize him into a ghost type, he is now not weak to fighting at all. The problem with this is, to my knowledge, that's not a thing. Because most of the terastallizing that Pokemon can do are only literally a type that they already are. Instead of a type not what they already are. Some do have terastallizations into another type than what they are. But most of the time, this isn't as interesting as that. For example, I think there's a the Golduck can be an electric type. But like, what the fuck does that do? Do anything?
Yeah. Yeah, you can go to a character and change anything's Terra type. You just have to grind shards.
Okay. Well, okay.
So you can pick what you want it to be.
Okay, so apparently I'm wrong. That's the thing. But then that segues me into the reasoning why it's still bad. Different setup, fan game, literally made it where you could add a type to every Pokemon. Which means that you could add a type to Tyranitar and make him have 3 instead of 2. Which means that if you added Ghost, you literally get rid of his 4-time weakness to fighting. You technically make him neutral to Dark, and he is now weak to Ghost. Which literally just makes Tyranitar 50 times more interesting. Now, I suggested the idea of such a thing being a hold item. That way, they didn't have the option of doing this and being broke with a hold item. And I feel like that's balancing up. But that's not what terrestrializing is. Terrestrializing is just wham, you get to turn your Pokemon into a monotype. Which again, strat, if you were going to use Tyranitar, you could turn him into a Ghost type. But now he's a Ghost type. Which means he'll get stabbed for probably half of the movie he fucking knows. And that is why it's not exactly that interesting. Yes, that would be hilarious. If, actually, that's a strat. Could you imagine someone thieving a type onto you that they want you to have? Oh my god, they literally just thief ice. They literally look at you and say, "Be ashamed if you're an ice type." See, you're right, Carter. That is funny. That's interesting. I am under the impression that that's how that works.
I'm sorry, what did I miss?
Because I could have sworn that is not how that works.
Wait, they keep their original stab damage?
If that's the case, then this system's stupider than I thought it was. Because I was under the impression that is not how that worked.
Oof.
That's stupid. That's so stupid. Like...
Man, that's why you get the extra buff for staying one of your types. Because you keep your old stab, which means now you have 3 stab types.
Well, yes, Sean, but you know... Don't you realize? That's why.
That's why.
Because it's coded lazily.
What do you mean? I like that better than
They don't remove your stab from the code. They literally just leave the code in there and then just add the new
Well,
stab.
no, they didn't
on
get
top of
lazy
it.
because they also gave you extra stab for extra damage.
Well, yeah, but you just get the extra damage because you're that thing again. You don't get the extra damage because you
I
did
highly doubt that Pokemon code is that simple. It's probably way more complicated spaghetti code than it needs to be. So there's no way they just literally said add stab.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned.
If they did, then whoever is coding that game is actually a genius because they have the easiest job in the world. I need a spider leg husk, but I don't already get one.
Like, again, that's my thing.
Now I know how Trick Room works.
Like, that's my thing. Like, why? Man, don't you get one off Spider Boss?
Yeah, I don't want to run the spider boss.
Oh, I don't even want to think about what you just said. Because I really don't want to think about what you just said. Because I'm pretty sure that if the code was in front of me, I would literally just look at them and be like, man. You ever heard that joke about how do you not take any pride in your graphics? Like, that's so stupid though. Because it's basically literally what I just said, except you instead wanted me to not be that type for the entire fight, but only like 3 turns of the fight. Or correction, you wanted to be that type the entire fight, but you also didn't want me to really have that dynamic for all of my Pokemon. Just one. And also, I feel like the game does not do a good job of actually explaining that apparently I just keep my stabs when I'm in Terastallized, despite the fact that I'm literally not supposed to be those types anymore.
I mean, to be fair, Pokemon, to my knowledge, never in any tutorial even explains stab being a thing. It's literally a hidden mechanic.
You're actually kind of correct on
Now,
that.
I don't-
Because
now-
again, like I said,
I don't know if there's like a click here for tutorial button that tells you these things.
I mean, I think I actually have taken the time, Sean, to actually look at the Pokemon like training school that's in a couple of games.
Oh, they might there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think I've taken the time to actually go to those, and I want to say someone mentions it, but I also don't feel like I should go. You know, there's a point where information can be on NPCs, but I also am of the opinion that if your information is on NPCs and nowhere near actually being explained, like how can you expect me to be good at your system without explaining your system? Or a correction, you don't have to explain your system. You have to tell me how your system works. And based off of how based off of your explanation of how it works, I'm supposed to be able to take the pieces you give me and figure out the intricacies by myself. You know, you hand me the tools and I figure out what I need to do the tools on. It's just like a puzzle, you know. You know, a puzzle is technically not, well, correction, a puzzle is not something that cannot be solved because I always have the solution, because you know, if it's a good puzzle, I always have the solution, which means that I can figure out and use the tools that are the solution to solve the puzzle. So, you know, despite the fact that, you know, you might say, ooh, Pokemon NPC school it gives you an explanation. Even so, that's not enough. Especially considering that, you know, the last game's entire theme was you're going to school to be a Pokemon trainer. And yes, I am implying that, you know, I prefer if we had like some kind of persona level day by day going to Pokemon school for a little bit. Probably would have been better than here are 3 directions. Which one you want to go in? Oh, fun fact. Hint, we want you to go in all 3.
それが引き金となってこの地に魔獣の誕生だかあるいはだか
You boys just wait until I infiltrate the Game Freak studio and I literally throw blinding speed Caesar in the code.
わしと同じものを見ながらルナの目に映るはただの悪
A League player could never.
I don't know, man. If anybody's gonna break into anywhere and change some code, I think it's a League player. Do you know how determined them boys are? I mean, it's almost dangerous. But you ever back a rabid dog into a corner? You know, once they make a stupid decision, they're committed. They are determined to be an idiot and argue when you try to say that they are.
The League players are feral, not rabid. I think he's got you there. Oh yeah, I'm not this determined to find a spider leg. Oh God, that is the worst way to do that. It would literally just be easier to tell it that is a shitty way to do that. It would just be easier to tell the game to it would be easier to just basically God. I'm trying to think. It would be easier to just tell the game to inverse math, and that's a bad way of saying that because that's not what you would do. But you would basically, you would literally just say lower is higher.
Again.
Now, granted, you would make a few variables to do that, but I mean, just literally telling it, okay, so.
Again, I'm convinced that the code literally just says, you know, is Pokemon terrestrialized? If yes, add stab.
No, now I'm afraid they do something just way more complicated than they need to. Now I'm afraid they actually have it coded for each individual Pokemon what their stab is each type. God, literally forcing an overflow. That's like literally coding in a glitch.
Oh snap, guys. He's pushing them out. Look at all them scaling samurai points he's getting because he's smacking almost in-game enemies. You see that grab? You see that grab range? Connor, you see that grab range?
That was a Marth grab range.
Dude over there just taking his pot shots, man.
Not a gag?
Whoa there.
Yeah, now I'm just worried about how they code that. Because now I know they do things the hard way. So they did not just say slap on that stab. I can almost with certainty say that now. They probably just straight add damage. It's probably not even exact stab. It's probably like off by 7 points. See, there you go, George. Ghost T-Tar broke.
Again, for all the wrong reasons.
I like that better than what I thought it was because now it makes using a Terra type that I'm not more appealing. Also explains why some things get wrecked by my Fire Terra Skeletor using Shadow Ball. This guy thought he was gonna shoot me. That guy did. Oh god. It's that weapon type that's not in the game.
Literally a missed opportunity. Where's my dual pistol build? I want my dual pistols build.
No, it's just a thing that in Neo 1 and Neo 2, there's a bunch of these dudes who pull out double pistols and start just bam-bamming you, and I've always been like, man, where are my double pistols?
It's because they're part of literally the clan that's literally the gun clan. Basically.
The game didn't tell me.
The whole shtick is that, you know, gun clan says, ooh, we got guns. Yeah, the game didn't tell us. Why am I supposed to assume that I keep my stab bonuses just because, why is that a thought I'm supposed to have when my Pokemon terrestrializes into mono fire? Why would my immediate thought be, oh yeah, I keep my other ones though? Yeah, it makes it a bit more interesting. But again, the game doesn't tell me that. Which goes back to my point. The problem with Pokemon is that its systems are kind of whack. Hey, some shit.
No, it's better than Dynamax.
Yeah, I'd say it's better than Dynamaxing, because Dynamaxing is exactly what you just said. It's just, get big, don't die as fast, do damage.
Well, and then the 3-turn thing just made it turn into people stalling until it ends.
Because since it's apparently the way that Carter said it was, technically is exactly what I said, except now you have to deal with the fact that your Tyranitar is just solid ghost type, which is definitely better than being 4 times weak to fighting. So you would technically still get away with the same strategy. It's just that I feel like if someone's smart enough and you throw out Tyranitar first, they will most likely immediately say, "Is that Ghost Type Tyranitar?" But
That could also be part of their plan.
the unsuspecting individual probably won't immediately assume that's Ghost Type Tyranitar. What if you're not running Sandstorm? What if you don't run Sandstorm? What if you're just trying to just solid square up T-Tar? Also, this mission's kind of dumb. 'Cause this mission is literally we got guns. I don't know. But what if they want them? I don't even know what unnerved does. What does unnerved do? My T-Tar example is really because someone mentioned it. I did not actually intend to run Ghost T-Tar. They've mentioned it in their example of explaining the ROM hack they were playing. Stops the folks from eating a berry. Oh, yeah, that's ass.
Well, he's saying because otherwise you're running with Sandstorm because as a rock type he gains benefit from Sandstorm.
Well,
but
right.
when you terrestrialize him into Ghost type, he is now damaged by Sandstorm and no longer gains the benefits from Sandstorm. He just has Rock Stab.
Right. I understand that. I understand what he's saying.
I don't know if rock type moves get an inherent buzz from Sandstorm or not.
Yeah. He's talking about the special defense he gets from being a Sandstorm.
It does. It lets you look at somebody and say, you're going to hit my fighting type Pokemon with a psychic move, and then they throw out a psychic move and it doesn't affect Zoroark, and then you swap Zoroark to Ghost type so that he can't be hit by the next fighting move coming out. Medicham tries.
Well, then that's perfect. Actually, you know, again, this is square up T-Tar, baby. He says he's 1v1 in this team. Which means that he's gonna look at your bulky stuff and he's gonna say, you know, him with the 1-2. You know, gonna start buckling shoes. You know, just gonna look at you and just say, you know, it would be a shame if I started buckling shoes, baby. Yeah, the sand chip is like ass. Like compared to like burn chip and like poison chip, sand chip is like ass. He shot that guy.
That guy shot me a bunch. Sand chip. Who doesn't sand?
I don't know what games live and die by sand chip, but sand chip is ass.
Man, everyone does sand chip.
Sean said, fuck him. Fucking wheel monks. Was it? That's dumb.
I mean, most people burn for the attack debuff, not the chip damage. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense for it to not do as much chip damage because it is just broke. So chip damage and it has my attack. I'm using physical attack, I'm just suffering. Stop it. That makes sense. It's probably based off a percentage. Odd numbers don't percentages clean. And yes, I'm aware that was the worst, absolute worst way to word that sentence.
Fun fact.
That makes sense.
Fun fact. Just looked it up. The original Gen 1 percentage was 1/16 of their max HP. In Gen 2, they changed this to 1/8. It stayed this way until Gen 7 when they changed it back to 1/16. Which is just weird and odd.
I am not OCD enough to make sure my weapon has an odd number of HP, so it takes slightly less chip damage. Why? Does it matter? I don't like that answer. I bet you did. Oh. Yeah, no, once you said it, I understood why you said it. You are supposed to build me a team. At least on the theory crafting side. I'll actually make the stuff. But you are supposed to be the one making me the team. Again, from the theory crafting aspect. I just have Chi and Pal. Actually, I have all four of them. Oh no, I haven't worked on them yet. I mean, I gave it as much attack and speed as I could. I'm probably going to have to adjust it.
This is Birdman with a rifle, who quite literally is the leader of, Guns Free. That's what I'm calling this clan now. This is probably the only human fight in the game where you are going to sit there and say, what the fuck are these things this guy's doing? Because whether it's Neo 1 or Neo 2, both times you encounter this clan, you literally just watch these dudes with rifles and pistols and say, why can't I do any of this shit?
Oh my god. Getting sick of this mission.
Also, unless something on the wiki is wrong, every single one of these chip damages is the same. Because the wiki says all of them are 1/16th of the max XP. Except for the fact that, badly poisoned Pokemon take additional damage every turn after being poisoned initially.
This isn't how I want to be. I want up the stairs. Where are the stairs? Ninja guys, stop it. No one likes you. I'm gonna die. Oh my god, where'd that wall come from?
Man, should we go at the shrine?
What?
You go at the shrine, reset.
Man, I can't get back to the shrine. It's in a dumb spot. Oh my god. This fucking house. That's fine. I don't care. Forget how much this map sucks. God. This guy's wind, so he's weak to lightning? Or earth?
I would think lightning?
I don't even know what Ogerpon is.
It's probably the mass thing. Wind is countered by fire, actually.
That's stupid. Fine.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I read that wrong. Wind is fire. Wind is the counter to fire. My bad. So, you know, not that stupid. Yes, lightning is the counter to wind. I'm assuming that's the green thing with the mask.
He said yes.
Okay.
Before anybody asks. No. I have no idea what happened. I guess I was hitting him at a point that made him weak. What, did she do it backwards?
Why is the thing way over there?
Yeah, no death run going strong. Connor has never seen such a masterful no death run.
Yeah.
There you go. What I said was not true. What, just straight up cannot Terra?
This castle will fall. Run while you can.
何を言っておる。とうに覚悟は決めておる。侍は城を枕に討ち死にするのみ。
What are you waiting for?
I don't know, Sean, because there's an entire table
I
about.
can see it.
道連れはお主ではない。こやつらとあやかし殿じゃ。早く行かんか。お国人の争いはお主が肩をつけ。殿の手を煩わせるでないわ。
There's literally like a chart on the wiki about this shit.
And I decided to look up
殿とは根性の別れになることは分かって。
Ogerpon, and I saw that apparently, depending on
幼き頃より
the mask you put on it, it apparently gets a different ability, and then if you terrestrialize it, it will terrestrialize into attacks corresponding with the mask and get a different ability. Or gets a buff.
殿が太平の世浄土より見守らん
Hey, it's all of the Mystic Art missions. It's the Grimace Blades. Fun fact, the guy that he's about to fight is technically a guy that got beat by a dude that runs Tea House.
This guy is hilarious to fight. I assume these stat buffs are actually conducive to the ability that they have with the corresponding mask. It looks like they did, but... I guess the fire one did have water absorb. I don't have the DLC yet, so I can't get that guy. Unless you're gonna tell me I can trade with it, which is trade for without the DLC. I literally just said guy with no intent. Yeah, I literally used guy for a fill-in for the word Pokemon. Money.
But Sean, just get it.
Money.
Like, you know, just get it.
Money.
Have you ever tried just getting it?
Money. Why? This is what we did last time. With the fucking tiles. Hot Tub Stream. Liggett has a swing form. I don't have Arceus, so I can't get any of my Hisuian Pokemon unless you send them to me. I can't keep up. I know that Arcanine has one that I think it looks cool. No idea what you're talking about. I haven't played Arceus. I don't own it. I want to play Arceus because I will always give Game Freak respect for trying to be a little bit creative. But that was definitely intentional. Like 10,000%. Does it have sun? Does it have drop sun when drop? Who uses Torkoal? Where's my Torkoal evolution?
なんだあんたか。そうか。そのかんざしすまんね。
Alright, so I think that's where we're going to leave off because next mission is kind of long, but we're pretty close to being done with Neo 1 because this is the next last region for the main game, and we can speed through DLC pretty easily. So we're going to cut it here, and we will pick up Wednesday. Thank you all for dropping by.